Hello, my name is Madison Hoffman. This video is intended to teach students about 3 ethnic groups that moved into the United States over the course of history. The terms race and ethnicity are commonly misused in everyday language. To further understand the diverse groups covered in this video, students must understand the difference between an individual's race and an individual's ethnicity. Race is determined by someone's characteristics that are physical, such as skin, hair, and eye color or bone structure. However, ethnicity refers to culture in a person's group, including nationality, where they're from, and language. Currently, Native Americans make up 1.7% of the total U.S. population. With the arrival of Columbus in the Caribbean during 1492 and the establishment of the 13 colonies in North America during the 1600s, Native American land was overtaken by the Europeans. During this time, Europeans overtook with diseases and corruption and drove the Native Americans off the land. Today, 55% of American Indians live on a reservation, which is land set aside by the U.S. government for their personal use. However, 45% live in urban areas. The reservation system set up by the U.S. government has been organized poorly. They live in abject poverty, lack of education, and alcoholism. American Indians also suffer from massive unemployment, with 50% of males being unemployed. The arrival of African Americans in the United States was based on slavery. As the United States colonies began to expand, the need for sugar and tobacco cultivation was much appropriate. Around 12 million slaves were transported on slave ships during the Triangle Trade. Slavery was based off the fact that white people believed they were more valued in society than blacks. Today, there are still issues involving brutality against African Americans based on race. There are approximately 18 million incarcerated black men in the United States, which shows that police brutality, specifically against black people, is prevalent. 2020 has sparked the Black Lives Matter movement after the death of George Floyd in order to fight for equal protection under the law for all ethnicities. Today, Asian Americans make up 5.6% of the U.S. population. There are several Asian American groups, including Chinese, Japanese, Filipino, Korean, and Vietnamese, with more recent coming from Southeast Asia. Over the years, Asian Americans have faced diverse forms of discrimination within the United States. For example, during World War II, after the bombing of Pearl Harbor, Japanese people were placed in internment camps as a form of overt racism. Although most Japanese people were loyal to the United States, they still faced discrimination. In addition, Vietnamese people during Vietnam War were also discriminated against, and they came in as large groups of refugees in the 1970s after the Vietnam War. As the United States continues to diversify, the relationship between race and ethnicity is becoming more complex. Through sociology, we can understand how these interactions affect how the world works in order to create equality for all.